We are still in that section of module 1 that the options would not be given. We are in question 17. Question 17 gives us the diagram and it says a counselor wants to find a length x in feet across the lake as represented in the sketch above. The length represented by AB, EB, BD and CD on the sketch were determined to be 1,800 feet or 1,800 feet for those in Obodo Igbo, and 1,400 feet or 1,400 feet, there's 700 feet and 800 feet respectively. Segment AC and DE bisect at B, and angle AEB and angle CDB have the same measure. What's the value of x? AB is respectively 1,800. This is length AB, A to B, 1,800. Given that EB is equal to 1,400, EB is equal to 1,400. It's also given that BD is equal to 700 feet. BD is equal to 700 feet, and CD is equal to 800 feet. CD is equal to 800 feet. Segments AC and DE, that's AC and DE, intersect at B, and angle AEB and angle CDB have the same measure. These angles are equal. What's the value of x? Now what we're going to do here is to show the similar triangles here. Let me draw two triangles. This would be our similar triangle. The first triangle has point B. This second one has point B because point B is common to the two triangles. The angle at point B, I presented it with the double curves. Let this point be the place with the single curve angle. For the first triangle, the point with the single curve is point E. That means the last point here will be point A. For this second triangle, the point with the single curve is point D. That means the other point will be point C. These are our two triangle scenarios. Now let's fix our digits. EB is 1,400. In Nigeria, we call that 1,400 or 1.4K. BA is 1,800. Obodo Igbo, we call it 1,800. EA is X. BD is 700. DC is 800. And BC is not given. And I don't think we need it, but let's just call it Y. There are different ways of knowing similar triangles. There is side, angle, side, and angle, side. This is when the three corresponding sides of the given triangle are equally proportionate to each other. This is when one of the angles are congruent in the two triangles and two sides have the same ratio. This is when there are two angles in the triangle and there's a known ratio between a similar side of the two triangles. They are basically used in understanding scaling transformation. So here we have similar triangles because there's two angles that are the same in the two triangles, and know that it was given in the question that angle AEB and angle BDC are given to be equal. But how we know that the angle ABE and DBC are the same is because of vertically opposite angles. That is when two lines meet, the two vertically opposite angles, or some people call it x correspondence. This x degree is equal to y degree in this scenario. We are told to find the value of x, and to find the value of x, we should know that the ratio of this triangle to this triangle is the same ratio as each side in this triangle to its correspondent side in the other triangle. That means let's call this x triangle and y triangle. In the x triangle, we know that the side EB is correspondent to the side BD, and I want to use that because that will give us a determined ratio of the two triangles. That means line BE divided by line BD is x over y. The ratio of the two triangles, x over y, is equal to line BE over line BD. And we are looking for x, so that will be line EA divided by line DC. That means the other line BA and BC is only necessary if they told us to find the value of y, but they did not tell us, so this is irrelevant. Line BE is equal to 1,400 or 1,400, and line BD is equal to 700. Line EA is equal to x, and line DC is equal to 800. There are two ways to go about this, but to still give us the same final solution. Either you divide this, that will give you 2, then you cross multiply, or you can just cross multiply from this stage. But for simplicity, I will divide before I cross multiply. 0 will cancel 0 here, 0 will cancel 0 here, and 14 divided by 7 is equal to 2. Remember, no calculator is allowed in this part. 2 is equal to x over 800. By the time you multiply both sides by 800, or cross multiply, however you want to put it, x will be equal to 800 times 2. 1600, and our unit is feet. X is equal to 1600 feet. Now, to fill your answer, you go to the place that has 1, you shade. The place that has is 1600, the place that has 6, you shade. The place that has 0, you shade, and 0 again. That will give you an answer of 1600. In the other question, you notice how we could give the answer in 4 different ways, and that was because the value of the answer was small, just 1 digit. So you could either take the last place, the first place, or you put in irrelevant 0 in front or irrelevant zeros after the decimal place at the back. But in this case, the 4 boxes, because remember, the actual exam, it will be 4 boxes, not these 6 boxes that are here. The 4 boxes will be filled with the 4 digits in our answer. Stay excited.